Who are you, then? I see. Merciful God, you have sent me an apostle. Guard your life, son. You have a calling.
Hey there, YT community. So, it's been about maybe 2 years, 2.5 years since I last uploaded a video on my channel, and now that I have everything set up, I thought, well, why not make Outlast my first video to, restart the whole, making videos and uploading them to YouTube thing. So here it is, Outlast. Now, a lot of you guys who will probably, come across this video already know what Outlast is about, but for the, small minority of people who still have no clue or never been exposed to anything Outlastish, then for you guys, I will briefly just go on to explain what Outlast is, what it's about, what you do in it, and eventually what my opinion is of this game. It's basically a survival horror game. The twist was that it was actually taking the gimmick from movies such as Blair Witch Project, Grave Encounters, what was the other one? Paranormal Activity. So basically it took the gimmick out of the movies and added it to the game. Whereas the only thing you're armed with in this game is the camcorder. What happens in the game is you are Miles, a journalist. You have been given some information that some rather evil shit is taking place in an asylum. So what you decide to do is you decide to poke your nose in it. And so what Miles does is basically Miles goes to an asylum which I think is called Mount Massive, and just basically is being a general nosy little bastard and ends up taking too much on his plate. So the story is basically Miles, a journalist, enters this asylum, gets stuck in this asylum, and now wants to basically get the hell out of there. So the majority of the game basically revolves around this aspect of you being stuck in this dark and dreary place, and now you have to basically figure out a way how to get out of there, and that's where the entirety of this game basically takes place. Now, the one thing I like about this is the fact that they've included something factual. MK Ultra actually exists. It did exist. Some people believe, well, a whole bunch of people believe that MK Ultra still exists. A lot of people believe MK Ultra exists in the form of media. MK Ultra was a program that the CIA came up with together with the ex-German Nazi scientists, and they were basically performing these tests on non-participating subjects. So that's the part that I like about the plot, is the fact that they've included something that actually really did take place, and something that may or may not actually exist in this day and age. Does it exist? Does MK Ultra still, happen? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on who you ask and who you're talking to, or where you get your information from. Anyway, so fast forwarding on to what this game, what you do in the game. Not what this game is about, but what you do in it. You basically are trying to figure out a way to get out of there, and what that requires is you going from place A to B to C to D and so on and so forth. So during your stay in Mount Massive Asylum, you are basically chased, and the only thing that you can do is run and hide. Now that part of the game is really good, and it's very immersive. if that's the correct word to use. But it really does make you feel like you're actually there. And if you're actually experiencing this game with a good set of headphones or a decent headset, and you're playing it in the dark. In the beginning, definitely this game has the ability to scare you. And I mean, I don't easily get scared from horror flicks because I'm an avid horror fan. But the first two chapters really did have some really decent jump scares. But what happens is, beyond that, they rehash the same jump scares again and again. They rehash the same chase sequences again and again, and it just after a bit of a time, it just like it's a grind just to get to the next place, and or maybe just to get to the end of the game and find out or figure out what is actually happening. But my overall experience with this game is a fantastic one, because back in 2014, in the early days of the PlayStation 4, and for those who adopted the PlayStation 4 early on, pretty close to its launch, must remember that there wasn't really a large variety of material that you could, uh, play on PlayStation 4. There were, a few games available. For the majority of them, they were actually quite shit, but there were a few that were pretty decent. But I was browsing the PS Store, and I came across this game, and it was actually up for grabs for free. Sony were giving this game away for free, and I'd never heard about it. I had literally no clue what this game was about, where it's come from, when it came out, who's the developers, what studio it's coming from, nothing, literally no idea. This game was completely off my radar, which is strange because normally if I see that there's a horror game in development, I mean, I don't actually, start following every little detail of it, but every now and again, until it's released, I do check up on it, and find out, what's going on with this game. But this was completely off the radar. So downloading this for free and then playing it and experiencing it was absolutely fucking fantastic. I can't complain about this game. Outlast 2, on the other hand, I can't say a whole load of shit on that, because I paid, the full amount for that game. But this game, I downloaded it for free. So, I mean, whoever's watching this video, you probably paid for this game and you're probably sick of it, or you don't like it. But my opinion of this game is that the sound design is top notch. The visuals for the time were probably the best I had come across back then. But the sound, I really want to sort of delve deep into the sound, because the sound, I'm really, still to this day, I'm actually really impressed with the sound. The footsteps on different environments sound different. The spoken dialogue in different environments matches the environment. For example, if you're in a cell, it sounds like you're in a cell. If you're in a room and someone's talking, it sounds like they're in the room. Or if you're in a corridor and someone says something, etc., etc. But yeah, the sound design is really good. Not only that, but the soundtrack is excellent. It's very moody, it's very dark, it's very depressing, it's very kind of brooding, it's very atmospheric. So the soundtrack on this game is excellent. RedBarrel, they have done an excellent job on the sound design.
They killed us. You got out. The variants. You can't fight them. You have to hide. You can unlock the main doors. Close security and control. You have to get the fuck out of this terrible place.
And done an excellent job equally on the visuals as well. Now, I mentioned the camera, and what this game does, it places you a lot in dark segments, dark rooms, dark corridors, and you've got to navigate your way through these dark segments. And the only way you can do it is basically by raising your camera and using the night vision mode. Now the night vision mode, what it does is when you see the inmates and you're trying to hide from them and you're looking at them through this camera, through this night vision mode, it really does add to the effect of an already atmospheric game. The story is probably not the strongest part of this game. The visuals and the sound design are I would say, its strengths. The horror aspect of this game is pretty good too. Some of the scenes in this game, make you think, or just like make you think, like, wow, they really did that. They were daring enough to show this, or they were daring enough to, do this. So, yeah, I mean, overall, my opinion of this game is it's a great game. If you haven't experienced it, you will love this. And if you love horror, and you love, movies like Blair Witch Project, Grave Encounters, Paranormal Activity, and so many others, found footage, type horror movies. If you're into that kind of thing, you will definitely love this game. You will definitely love this game. So anyway, so I just wanted to make a quick little video, a horror themed video. And I've been wanting to make a video of Outlast for quite some time, but I never really got around to doing it. So I thought I'd make this my video, sort of a comeback video. But anyway, this is Critical Q signing off, and thank you for watching the video. If you've made it to the end, please like, subscribe if you can share it. If you can do these things, it'd be really helpful, because, for small channels, it really does help us grow. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.